And welcome to Heavyweight Havoc, episode number Deuce. I am Kale. This is Yoshi. Today we're going to be recapping Raw and SmackDown and last night's Saturday night's main event. Go ahead, Yoshi. Let's start off with Monday Night Raw.
So, Monday Night Raw had some special guests in the house. It was in San Antonio, Texas. We had a lot of bull riders show up, professional bull riders show up from the PBR. We had JBL show up. He was going to commentate the Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio and New World or New Day. Sorry. We also had Roxanne Perez. She also made an appearance. She was a former NXT champ. She had some beef with Bayley a couple weeks ago. So just kind of highlighting some special guests we had at the event. To start the night off, though, Rhea Ripley gets jumped by Nia Jax entering the arena. There's been some beef with Nia losing her women's title to Tiffany, and now she's making a run at Rhea Ripley. I mean, a lot of people are getting signed over now, it seems like, and I think, Nia got beat out, so now she's trying to go for the next women's title, and that's going to be Rhea Ripley. Nia being a big girl she is, Rhea Ripley being the bloody Ripley, it makes for a good storyline in a sense, a little like kind of revenge tour.
Yeah.
Nia Jax. And then we kind of had some words exchange with Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso and Gunther. Mainly just them talking about Jey making a run for Gunther's title for the heavyweight championship. We've seen a lot of hate from, or I guess not hate, but Gunther belittling Jey last week. When Gunther came out and said that, does no one want to take a run at me? Like, who's going to step up and try to challenge me for my title? Main event Jey Uso's like, I'm your guy, Gunther. And Gunther just laughed and belittled him. So I think, Jay's out there trying to make a name for himself now, trying to be the singles like he has been after losing his Intercontinental Championship. It's the heavyweight championship now. It's Gunther in his sidelines.
Yep. I just want to say, though, Jey Uso, he's gotten pretty solid as a main eventer. I mean, they call him the main event Jey Uso for a reason.
I mean, we talked about it, too. He's just a people pleaser, man. He just gets everybody going.
He's like the captain of the team, and the crowd is his team.
Yeah, but in Gunther's eyes, though, he's just a follower. He always seems to be a squad,
like a dork.
A whole bloodline. Yeah.
Gunther did criticize him for betting on himself and always running to Roman Reigns or Sami Zayn or his brother for help, and now it seems like he's finally getting that shit figured out.
Yeah, no, he's paving his own path in a sense of being a singles competitor and not team-based.
I would give that a match that segment, I guess, a B+.
Yeah, I mean, it's their second interaction with each other. I probably have to agree with you on the B+ or B- at the least.
Leadus.
Yeah, Leadus.
And then sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna go in the next segment.
Oh, I was just gonna say Rey Mysterio versus Kofi Kingston. You got a Hall of Famer JBL, good old JBL Bradshaw, commentating the match, which was kind of weird. Out of anything he commentated, was that all right?
Well, I think the whole play is that JBL has shed the dead weight, and that's what New Day is. They're trying to justify themselves as getting rid of Big Easy, and they're trying to justify themselves as using JBL to justify themselves. Like, oh, JB, you know all about that. You know about shedding that dead weight. And the whole thing, it was funny though too because they bribed him JBL with $2 backstage before their match started, and JBL was like, he's like, yeah, no, who wouldn't hate Big Easy? He has all these big muscles. Everyone's always shouting his name. New Day rocks, New Day rocks. Like I would, I mean, if I got a position too, I would hate that, right?
Yeah.
And it just kicks him right in the dick.
It just seems like, Kofi Kingston, he seems like he's still struggling at being a heel. But I think Xavier kind of gets it, but it's just, we never seen really Kofi as a heel before.
No, he tries to play the good. He tries to play the good guy in a sense.
I think back at the time, he probably could have did it around the Randy Orton time where he could have got that push, like big push, and back in 09. But who was in charge of the company at that time, and you know how the rest is history. So
yeah,
you're
not wrong.
But no, I don't know. Mysterio defeated Kingston.
Xavier too even tried to interfere in the match.
Yeah.
To help Kofi out, and the ref was pretty much ejected him, but he still didn't leave. He was just kind of walking down back in the aisle, backstage. But yeah, then Ray used that distraction. Kofi.
I hope they do more with this storyline because it's a good one, but they're just fucking doing nothing with it.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing that the hate tag team for getting rid of Big Easy, and every time they come out to talk, they just immediately get drowned out by all the booze.
No shit. You also got to remember too. They need me to move my camera. Trying to get my phone to charge. All right. Anyway, and what was kind of interesting? They had the backstage segment after with Dominic Mysterio and Chad Gable, and he wants to get rid of a luchador problem. Like, are they still running this back with his dad? There ain't no way. Ain't no way.
The Chad Gable thing, I think, is with it's more with Penta.
Oh,
when Chad Gable faces Penta in his first debut a couple weeks back.
I love Penta walking to the ring where he does the little like curtsy kind of thing, like
it's kind of like his tiptoeing in a sense.
Like, I'm gonna get you, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's that's the whole Dominic thing was, Chad Gable going to Dominic for advice on luchadors, and apparently he knew somebody and gave somebody a name. So, I mean, but with this Mysterio match though, Mysterio did get jumped at the end of it because Kofi and Xavier were salty about the whole ordeal, and they ended up jumping him out of hate because Ray won, and Latino World Order was right behind them, helping Ray out. So at least people there. Ray has this group of people who's come out and help him.
Ray, I mean, dude, they need to figure out LWO because LWO doesn't seem like they're doing nothing. They had the perfect pop for it. They had everything planned right. And then now it's just, hey, we're just another tag team just jobbing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now we also got the Sami Zayn promo too.
Yeah, we had Sami Zayn declared his entry into the Royal Rumble. Gives his big old speech about being that 14-year-old kid and wanting to become a pro wrestler, and his dreams are coming true, and he's going to keep chasing his dreams in a sense, and he wants to be a Royal Rumble champ and have a shot at being a title holder and being that top echelon with Roman and Randy, Gunther, and all these title holder guys. He wants to be up in that top echelon, and that's what he's going for. But obviously, we have the dreadful Kevin Owens always interrupting everybody, and Kevin Owens came out.
About time. About time. I've been waiting for this story. I love when they fight, when they're both one's a heel. I love when Kevin Owens, like, look back at NXT. That was a great storyline. two best friends for
Mhm.
like life, and now they're finally doing it, which I'm glad. I mean, it was gonna happen at some point, but they're finally pulling the trigger on it.
But in a sense, it's not Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going at it. It's, Kevin Owens is going at Cody Rhodes in the ladder match. Sami Zayn is going for the Royal Rumble. And, Kevin Owens thinks that he's going to be victorious and he's going to be the new title holder over Cody. And that Sami Zayn will get his shot at fame once he beats the Royal Rumble, but Kevin Owens thinks like, but you're not going to beat me. You'll get your
Right.
fame, but he's like, you're not going to beat me. So he's like, I wish you luck. I hope it happens. I know it's going to happen, and we'll see how it plays out.
Here, I can play the promo here.
I know you'll win the Royal
Oh, you can't
Rumble.
hear it.
You know why?
Never mind. I forgot to turn that on, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, I would give that solid promo about a A, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion behind it. I'd give it an A.
Um,
We also had Bailey. Bailey, she had a big announcement. She has made
Cringy Bailey.
Cringy Bailey has made the
Cringy
switch over.
Bailey.
Made the switch over from SmackDown
Yay.
to Raw.
Don't get me wrong. I think she's good, but her character right now is just cringe.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, she was last year's Royal Rumble girl winner. I mean, granted, it didn't amount to much. She didn't do much with it.
No.
But, she has made the transfer over to Monday Night Raw. She has declared herself also being the Royal Rumble women's running. And then it kind of led into the Nia and Bailey match. Nia Jax versus Bailey. Which, I mean, we have cringy Bailey, and then we have Nia Jax, who we know isn't very athletic. We know she doesn't sell very well. She's a big girl, and she just throws her weight around what it is. And I mean, it was kind of the same thing with this match. I mean, Bailey's trying to wrestle a girl about almost twice her size. Nia doesn't sell it very well. She doesn't take a lot of the big hits or big falls. But that match ended up being Nia Jax winning. And then Rhea Ripley coming out and getting her revenge on Nia Jax for jumping her backstage going into the arena. So the whole Nia and Rhea Ripley thing just keep fueling.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just get tired of seeing Nia for now. I mean, seems like she's gotten better in the women's division, so they're gonna get me wrong with that. I think though Bailey's still cringy. She's good face, but she's not really she's not really good as a face ever since the hugger thing. But other than that, I mean, she is cringe as a face. I mean, the Helu, she's good. Anything I can take away from that? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. She did have a nice score off of a great near fall off a sunset flip bomb. So I mean, from the top rope.
mm-hmm.
So I mean that was cool.
Well, she also got hit too by that Roxanne Perez. She was front and center. She took a hit at Bailey.
Yeah.
Bailey took a fucking bigger swing at her. Security had to hold back Roxanne because she was gonna try to jump in the ring.
Sorry. Every time I hear her name, I just think of that. Rocks. And then I got, Penta versus Pete Dunne. Now that I think was a great match. Second match on Raw for Penta. He probably knows not to go over time for his match. Pete Dunne still a great, wrestler. I just wish he was pushed more. Butch, don't tell him I said that.
Yeah.
I give that a solid A. Cole referenced Red Pro, and then Penta have worked against each other, or worked with each other in 2017, another promotion. Also, I think in that match, Logan Paul had a video error before. Yeah.
Yeah, Logan Paul had his promo video for his return to Monday Night or his to wrestling, but more specifically to Monday Night Raw. He was previously on SmackDown, and now he's signing on with Monday Night Raw. So yeah, he has his little promo video with him talking about his successful career with boxing and being a social media influencer and all that stuff in his podcast. So yeah, we'll be seeing Logan Paul again, whether we like it or not. It seems like.
The next thing is it's the CM Punk promo. That was my favorite when he was talking shit about Hulkamania to throw his dusty ass over. I'm like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, let's do that.
I can't see John Cena throwing me over the top ropes.
He's planting a seed for that feud for that retirement run, and I hope he does.
Don't even ask me about Sami Zayn. He's on the same level as me. And Roman Reigns had to ask me for help to settle family business. So, I mean, he took 3 to 4 hits from some big name wrestlers out there.
You know, he also teased cashing in the favor Reigns owes him. You know,
cashing his favor, cashing his debts. I mean, are we gonna see the Paul Heyman favor come out during the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Or before the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Imagine
Brock Lesnar comes out.
I think Brock's done I think he's done.
Yeah, they have to pay him a good amount of money though.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that one.
I know. But next you got Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective, which that is probably the dumbest name.
Bunch of lesbians.
Hey. I'll let it slide.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hey, everyone knows what you said, and I agree.
I mean, but for Damage Control, though, I mean, this is Dakota Kai, her time to try to make up. I mean, she lost to Valkyria. She lost her chance, or I guess not lost her chance, but she lost the title when it was Valkyria and Dakota Kai for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and Dakota Kai just couldn't get it done. Valkyria took the title belt. So this is kind of like, in a sense, this is her return to her to make up for losing the title.
Yeah. I don't want to spend too much time on this match. I mean, it was all right. I mean, the crowd always loves Io, so I mean, she's gonna make a good point in the Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble. You know, I was actually thinking about it. I was like, whatever happened to Zoe Stark? And now I forgot she was in this group. And
Zoe Stark got jumped by Pure Fusion. They slammed her hand in a crate in the back.
Their own partner.
Damage Controls.
Oh.
They jumped Kira Sane from Damage Control. Pure Fusion jumped her.
Okay.
In the back, and the video we saw was her hand wasn't stuck in a crate.
Now
with Ian Dakota Kai coming to help.
Now, I think this is the second match, or no, this is the main event. It was Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's gimmick right now is pretty good at what they're doing. I think he's, you know, he just seems like he's really found more of himself.
He's on a revenge tour for anybody that was associated with Roman Reigns, it seems like.
Yes. I give that match an A.
Yeah, it was a good match. Seth Rollins ended up winning, but Drew McIntyre couldn't take the loss, and he ended up whooping up on Seth after the match, after his loss, and sure as shit, here comes Sami Zayn out to help his friend Seth Rollins, and we've seen it once, we'll see it again. Sami Zayn goes for the big boot, tries to go against the opponent, instead knocks his friends out. He did with Roman Reigns, and now he's on to Seth Rollins. Who else is Sami Zayn going to knockout with his big boot. Maybe we'll see. Maybe it'll happen at Royal Rumble. Maybe he'll knock somebody out there, one of his friends too. And they'll be on and they'll come back for revenge. So, no, Monday Night Raw was, there was a lot of talking, a lot of promos, a lot of backstage talking. It wasn't the normal action-packed deal we see with Royal Rumble being this close. So I gave the whole thing B+. Whole Monday Night Raw B+.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. I do think the CM Punk promo was just like a chef's kiss.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I think that was the highlight of the night. Was probably was CM Punk's promo.
We're going on to SmackDown, but before we talk about SmackDown, I do want to say we've seen some. I don't know if you've seen it, but there was some wrestlers that jumped over to TNA, and I think that shit's going great. I have to make a separate deal on that, but eventually, I think that shit's gonna get wild. The TNA and WWE working together, it's gonna get wild. I think Impact should invade NXT or vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Kind of do a little bit of crossover.
Yes, I want to see Oba versus Moose. That will be a freaking match. But anyway, starting off SmackDown, we had Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly. Cody Rhodes, comes to the ring for an interview. Talk about his match with Kevin Owens this week at, yesterday night's main event. And then
It wasn't his match; it was the contract signing because they both refuse to do it unless the other person does it first. So now they have to bring in the closer himself, Shawn Michaels, for the signing for Saturday night's main event. Because neither one of them will sign it because they're both stubborn as all hell.
Yep. But then the segment got interrupted or attacked, so then you go into the match of Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley taking on Kit Wilson and Elton Prince. I'm gonna be honest, is Pretty Deadly seems like they gotten like bulkier and tougher, and they're getting better. The gimmick wise, not a fan of, but it's funny. I'll be honest, it is funny. But I think they should get a title shot.
Well, they are in cahoots right now with DIY though. They're kind of it's a weird friendship going on between DIY and Pretty Deadly because it seems like they're trying to work together, but DIY is just being dickheads to Pretty Deadly, and mainly just tell them it's like it's tough love. They're trying to tell them stand your own 2 feet, but yet they still want their help though when it comes time for them to perform DIY.
Yep.
So it's a weird collaboration with those two right now. These two teams.
Yep. Well, anyway, Motor Machine Gun, they defeated Pretty Deadly. I give it about a solid B+.
Yeah, it was all right.
And I also do want to say about that interview or the Rhodes segment, he did a good job putting KO over. And I do agree that KO is a once-in-a-generation talent. Sabin hit the ring post pretty brutally, so the Bulldog move Pretty Deadly used to be their finisher too. So next match, we got B-Fab and Mission versus Mission's your favorite, right?
Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan.
She's looking ripped.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a lot of people are it's a winter month, so people are putting on the weight.
So anyway, they versed Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Nivens.
That was the right match. I mean, and I'm saying that because B-Fab is still learning. She's improving. Personally, they shouldn't left her on the main roster and shit. I think they should have brought her down back to NXT so then she can learn more from down there and then get back up, But anyway, somehow they pulled out the win. I mean, let's be honest, they somehow pulled out the win. And
Agent's trying to take their run at the title, U.S. Women's.
Yep, I think that was a filler match, to be honest with you. It had to be.
It is what it is, I suppose.
And then you got a video package for, oh, dude, Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Chef's kiss. Again, Kale Chef's kiss. Oh, that was great. And then you got Owens antagonizing Matthew McConaughey. That was funny. For some reason, Wade Barrett made fun of, or made a big deal out of how long B-Fab's legs are,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why.
She's all legs, he says.
Damian Priest he told Nick Aldis that he is now in SmackDown. That was kind of a surprise, which is good for the Blue brand. But however, promo wise, he probably been good for Netflix. But I like Damian Priest. He's really grown on me. I thought he was good as a Punisher in the Indies, but now it seems like his character has really developed over the years in WWE.
And I think too, it's just I think it's a play at two, trying to get away from the Judgment Day with all that kind of back and forth. Because I mean, Damien he's flying solo in a sense by himself. I mean, we seen him with the War Raiders in a 6-man tag team. I thought kind of there was a friendship building there, but yeah, with this whole surprise signing to SmackDown from Raw, it was a surprise to everyone though. But Nick Aldis is like, hey, Carmelo Hayes, I got someone you can wrestle. Since Jimmy Uso has his hands full with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And that's what led into the Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest match.
And then let's move on here. You got Jackson, LeRae, and Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, Naomi, and Belair. Again, cringy Bailey stepping in her business where she doesn't need to be. Oh no! She wasn't. Oh,
Bailey wasn't in that.
Raw. I'm thinking of Raw. Either way, sorry.
Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, Liv Morgan.
So anyway,
versus
Tiffany,
Bianca, Naomi,
Tiffany,
and Rhea.
Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. Tiffy came out, did a promo, and then Rhea Ripley came out, and then soon Nia Jax, who is the most pettiest chick in the roster right now, and another cringy wrestler right now who ain't doing shit, Candice LeRae. Then Naomi came out, and Belair came out, and then Liv Morgan came out, and then Raquel came out. It was just everyone basically saying that I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Yep, everyone declaring that they're going to make their entries into the Royal Rumble and that they're all going to win.
Yep. I was again another filler kind of deal there.
I really like that.
In that match, though, Jackson, LeRae, and Morgan defeated Rhea Ripley, Belair, and Naomi. I give that about a C, solid C. And then you also had the video package for Charlotte Flair, which, what in the fuck is she? Like, I'm all for, like, hey, if you want to make yourself, you don't feel whatever, go for it. But what kind of job is that? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
did you not see what she looked like?
No, I saw Charlotte Flair. I saw.
I
seen her promo video she made, and it, in my eyes, it was just mainly declaring that she's carrying on the legacy of her, Ric Flair. She's bringing all that in, and she's coming in, and she's going to take over again. I mean, Charlotte Flair was a great wrestler back in the day. She took her break, and now she's coming back.
I hope that
I'm excited for it.
I just hope they don't make her win the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
That shit I hate. Come back.
I hope she doesn't get handed to it. I hope she has some work for it.
That's what I mean. Like that yeah. I don't like that stuff. I'm kind of curious though. I am curious what she's doing. So it's gonna be a waiting game, see what she does with her character. Yep. Morgan, like I said, getting the the win. I think it was probably best that they had her win because she's been kind of not well the last few weeks. I guess.
And she's been getting beat down too.
Yeah. And then you have a surprising Apollo Crews is still in WWE. and he versus Johnny Gargano.
Mhm.
Pretty sure Cruz defeated in a roll up pin.
Yep.
Gargano. I give that a solid B. I think that was a good match. Apollo Cruz. I wish he was used more, but he's not. Cruz hit a gorilla press slam followed by a moonsault, which is the perfect combo for him because it combines the strength and agility. And then you got Ciampas running knee outside the ring, looked great too. So I give
Yeah.
that a solid B. Like I said, what do you give it?
Yeah, I give it a B. Paul did have a little help from Motor City. It was kind of unfair advantage with DIY, both of them there. Chandler tried to interfere with the match, and Motor City came out, and in that distraction, that's when Apollo Crew got his
Coo!
roll up pin against Johnny, secured his victory. So I give it a B. It wasn't a bad match. You can kind of see that Motor City is still taking a run at. They want the titles back, and Nick Aldis is going to give them that at Royal Rumble. It's going to be Motor City Machine Gun DIY in a best of best of three or what? Not best of three.
Was 2 out of 3.
Yeah, best 2 out of 3 falls.
Awesome. And then you got
Mhm.
Tama Tonga versus LA Knight. I love Tama Tonga. I've loved him in New Japan. I think he does pretty well. Now this one, I think some shit really happened in it. I think Strowman came out after.
Because they Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, they beat up on LA Knight. And that's when Braun Strowman came out
Braun
and was gonna
Strowman.
square
Braun Strowman. Every
Braun
time
Strowman.
you pronounce a word wrong like that, I'm just gonna give you shit.
Strowman.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
Um.
Strowman. He's a strong man. How about that?
That's fine.
6'8", 355 pounds. That's
Yeah.
one big SOB.
Watching Fat 2, manhandling
Fatu. If we're gonna start this. Fatu.
Fatu manhandled
go.
someone. Watching him do that, it seems like he'll never stop being entertaining.
No, and it's so cool too to see Jacob doing his. We haven't seen Jacob on a mic, besides until these last 2 weeks.
I love his promos. His promos are good.
Dude, he does amazing with his promos he's been doing lately. I love it.
And then
he just hyped himself up so much.
And then you see Tonga, walking across the barricade to hit a clothesline was cool, but but he he didn't look like he was unsure himself, but I mean it seems like he's doing more than what he has in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we also had Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes, which that was a B. After the match, they also talked about how Austin Theory and Grayson Waller got traded. Not surprised. They finally need to do something with them.
Well, we can't forget too that The Miz has been signed over to SmackDown.
So as Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
The Wyatts.
Yeah.
And so leading into that with A-Town Down Under being transferred, The Miz, the whole time he was at SmackDown, he was trying to look for friends. So he went to A-Town Down Under to try and make friends with. Nick Aldis said, nah, they're going to Raw. All right. And then The Miz tries to talk to Andrade to make friends with him. Andrade's like, that's a great idea. I'll go find somebody for you. I think we're going to be seeing more of The Miz and the Wyatts coming in the future with him being on SmackDown now.
They were going to have Alexa Bliss come back and be with the Wyatts, but they scrapped it at last second. I don't know why, but it's going to happen, I think. And then you also had Kevin Owens versus Jimmy Uso. That was about a B plus. Jimmy Uso looks like he's getting better being a single star.
We had a little bit of confrontation too between Carmelo and Jimmy.
Yep.
Carmelo greeted Jimmy at the entrance, or before he went to the entrance, and told him that it's going to take more than 4 moves to beat Kevin Owens. He's like, well, it's only going to take me 3 moves to beat you. And that's when the confrontation happened on the walkway to the ring.
Yeah,
Carmelo
I could
and,
see something
Jimmy.
happening with that. It's hard to tell if it was planned or not. I'm gonna be honest with you. And did you see KO wore a Naomi shirt to the ring?
Yep. Yes, I did. Imagine that the person you're going to wrestle is wearing your wife's merchandise to face you.
Yep. And that was the main event too. Out of the whole thing, I grade SmackDown about a solid C.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I give it a B plus. I quite enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of good points, a lot of confrontation in the middle of everything. I know we had a lot more monologue with people announcing their entries to Royal Rumble and all that good stuff, but I give it a B plus, B minus.
All right, pretty solid, pretty solid.
I do want to say though that yes, we had special guests we had on that night. We had Matthew McConaughey, who he was interacting with Kevin Owens and Jimmy Uso. We had Shane Gillis. He also made an appearance. Gabriel Iglesias was there. We had Kill Tony, Michelle McCool, and we had also had the Hall of Famer himself, Mark Henry. So it's really cool to see a lot more celebrity faces in the crowds.
Yeah.
So especially, iconic man like Matthew McConaughey. I mean, all right.
All right. Now we're moving on to Saturday night main event, number dos. It was live last night.
Correct.
Last night in San Antonio, Texas, hometown of Shawn Michaels himself, HBK. Not a lot of matches unusual on this show. So you had Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, their contract signing. You had Gunther versus Jey Uso, Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. Sad to see Sheamus lose again. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. Which one do you want to start with first?
Well, I think let's go in order. Let's start with Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley.
I mean, I'm gonna be straight up honest. I saw Rhea winning that one. It just seems like, personally, I think Saturday Night Live or Saturday Night Main Event is more of a house show at this point. You don't really see the title changes.
No, but I think it's still, in a sense, it's an opportunity for wrestlers to try to have a title run. I mean, I guess not really. I mean, really, the only one was Braun Breaker and Sheamus.
Yeah.
I guess, and then Gunther and Jey Uso.
But I think WWE's trying to rely hard on the nostalgia for the presentation of the show. But either way,
I mean, it works.
Yeah.
They had a sold out stadium of 16,000 or 17,000 fans.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a fucking house show, there's still thousands of people coming to these events just for the nostalgia.
Anyway, about this match, Nia Jax, she had a really huge Nia hit a really huge Samoan drop out the top or in the middle of the rope, and only got like a 2 count right after. I think it was.
Nia definitely go for it. Sorry,
I was gonna say I think it was a pretty solid match.
Nia definitely put the beat down Rhea. You could definitely tell that she was hurting after the match. I mean, trying to lift up Nia Jax. It'll take a toll on you trying to do it multiple times, having her slam you around, getting slammed on top of you. It'll take a toll.
It's like Undertaker. It's like Undertaker picking up Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. But no, That match, I'm gonna give it a B minus. It wasn't the greatest. It's Nia Jax. I think she still has more improvements to be done, but she does play the heel well.
I give it a B plus.
Yeah.
And then you got Braun Breaker versus Sheamus.
Old man's taking a run at the one title he has not held.
You can go buy it online and then you can see you held it.
Yeah. There's no nostalgia behind that.
I know.
It's not earning it, that's just buying it.
This was a good match, I think. These two guys have been going at it for months.
Yeah, I was, when I started watching Braun Breaker, I wasn't really a big fan. I know I got back into wrestling a little bit later than I usually have, but when I started watching Braun, wasn't a big fan of him. But the more and more I keep watching him, the more and more I become a fan of his.
Yeah.
So I mean,
is it because like, oh damn, that should be me?
The what?
Is it more like, oh man, damn, that should be me?
Yeah, if only. I'm not a legacy though, like he is.
Yeah.
Great match though. I give it a B plus.
I give it an A minus. All right.
Well, moving forward, in my eyes, should have been the main event. Was Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu.
I want to see these guys in a street match. I'm gonna be honest.
This was pretty close to a street match. I mean, they whooped on each other. And it sucks that, in my eyes, because I do like Strowman, that Jacob won. But I mean, there's winning a match, and then there's just being absolutely disrespectful. And when Jacob won, all he did was just keep beating on this 6'8", 355-pound man.
Well, that's his character. So I mean, yeah.
I mean, what, he had him in the corner of the ring, bashed his head in 5-6 times in a row. Security had to come out after the match to stop Jacob. Tama Tonga came out to try to stop him. I don't know who's trying to stop him or trying to instigate him to do more.
Jacob,
and then
you got Fatu doing a fucking suicide dive, which is a wild thing to see.
And then also Jacob Fatu did 3 moonsaults to finish off an already broken man.
Yeah,
lying on the ground, bleeding from his head. I mean, if that wasn't a message to him, I don't know what else was.
And then he was the way Fatu was sent over the table. That looked insane. I would give that A plus.
Yeah, A plus. That was it was an awesome match. I loved it.
I want to see them go again. And now you got the main event. Also, I mean, we also had the contract signing in there too. So I mean, Owens, he's pretty good at going off on rants and looking angry. But that sweet chin music though.
I think everyone was waiting to see if it was. I mean, I knew I was sitting there like waiting for Kevin Owens to do something, for Shawn Michaels to sweet chin music him.
Yeah, which is fine with me, but I don't know. I hope they drop the title to Kevin because I'm tired of seeing Cody Rhodes holding it. And
no,
they probably it's too. They're in the road to WrestleMania now, so they won't do it.
No, I still want Cody to hold the titles.
Nope.
Or the title, and then get the Winged Championship belt back.
I'm disagreeing with you on that one, buddy.
Teach their own, my friend. Teach their own.
Now you get the main event: Jey Uso versus Gunther. Good match, like we said. It looked like Jay was trying to get, was trying to do the chop thing with Ring General, but the Ring General basically disasserted his dominance at one point. So
Gunther pretty much showed why he's the heavyweight championship.
Yep.
The champion holder.
And, in that match, it's kind of weird to see how WWE used the 8K cameras for some shots, but not during the actual matches.
I'm kind of glad they went away from the ref cams. I know we haven't seen them in a while. I just wasn't a fan of the ref cams. I think it made the refs look stupid. I didn't like the quality.
Yeah, I think it kind of gives away the secrets, or can.
It can, but I still wasn't a fan of them. I didn't like it. I think it was tacky. I didn't think it looked good.
And I'm sure Jay's chest was red. Without those tattoo there's right there, his chest would have been red.
Gunther has a reputation of leaving anybody that enters that ring with a red chest or hand marks across their chests. So that's kind of like his signature. He sends back out into the world.
Gunther being a champion more than 80% of the time in his WWE run right now is probably the most impressive runs anyone has had in a while.
Only been pinned twice.
Yep. And that was the last match of that show. What would you give it?
B plus.
I give it A minus.
I don't know if I would give it an A minus, but I think a solid B plus is all right. I mean, like you said, it's kind of a house show. There's not a whole lot of events going on. It's just a lot of they wrestle a little bit, maybe a little promo here, and then bam, that's it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Well, I enjoyed. Sorry, what?
Oh no, I was gonna say we also had more special guests. Before we wrap it up, we had the $1 Million Man.
Meth.
$1 Million Man.
Meth.
Man.
Did you know he's from Omaha? He lives, I think, in Omaha.
Nope, did not. But with the $1 Million Men, now you're gonna make me fucking keep saying
Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, R.I.P. Virgil.
Thank you. And then we had Jesse the Body Ventura.
Commentating. I love him commentating. He's funny and he don't care. He does the heel shit well on there. And I think there was one more. Oh, they had a bunch of past wrestlers on there. Mark Henry was there. I saw Fluffy was there again. I also saw. Oh no, was that Smack? No,
that was SmackDown.
Oh, whoops. That's all right. I don't think there was anybody else then.
No, I think it was those two, and then having Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have anything else, Yoshi?
No, I think that pretty much summed up this pretty busy week of wrestling.
Hell yeah. I don't have anything else. This should be coming out tomorrow on Monday. They didn't do one last week because we had a communication. No, it was scheduling, and I had a death in my family I had to take care of and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll expect another episode next week.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, this is the Heavyweight Havoc. Don't forget to follow us on all social medias. Follow the TNT Boys podcast as well. Don't forget, stay frosty, my friends.
Deuces.